Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to play multiplication hopscotch. You have two options when playing multiplication hopscotch. You have an indoor option and an outdoor option. It depends on what you have at your home. Whether you play the indoor hopscotch or the outdoor hopscotch, you will need something like a bottle cap that you can gently toss. For indoor hopscotch, you need paper, pencil, and you'll be using your fingers. For outside hopscotch, you need sidewalk chalk and you will be using your legs. Here's an example of a hopscotch board. You can use this on your paper and pencil, with your paper and pencil, or you can use it outside with sidewalk chalk. We will be adapting the rules for hopscotch, so it might sound different than the way you've played before. The other thing, you might have to make a variation of this hopscotch at your home. It's okay. The goal is for you to be practicing skip counting by 3s and 4s. Okay, let's start. I'm going to gently toss my bottle cap. If you don't have a bottle cap, find something that's light and plastic like that you can toss. If you're outside, you can find a small rock. So let's just pretend that I toss my bottle cap. Here's my bottle cap, okay? So I tossed it. Now, in regular hopscotch, you go through the sequence. For today, we're playing differently. Remember, we're just trying to practice our multiplications of 3s and 4s. On this hopscotch board, you can see we're practicing 3s. Instead of writing the number, I'd love to see the dots. I'd like to see what we're counting. So just like you read, what we're going to do is we're going to always read from left to right. But in this case with hopscotch, we're going to be going from top to bottom. So that's what's different. So let's count how many groups of 3 we actually have. I'm going to use a pointer. So this would be 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups, 5 groups, 6 groups, 7 groups. So I'm actually going to write, 7 groups of 3, because this hopscotch board we're doing 3. You're going to make 2. You're going to make 1 for the 3s, 1 for the 4s, and if you're really feeling spunky, you can do 2s, 5s, and 10s as a review. So we have 7 groups of 3. So now, depending on if you're doing the indoor game or the outdoor game, you would hopscotch with your fingers for the indoor game on your paper, or for outside, you're going to jump. So first you jump, you say 3. Then you put 1 foot over here and you say, yes, 6. Then you gently put your other foot down there and say, fabulous, 9. So you have 2 of your feet planted right here. Then you jump again. So you count 3 more than 9. What's 3 more than 9? Fabulous, 12. Then you jump, and you jump with both feet here. Anytime there's 2, you can put both feet down, but we're going to count them 1 at a time. So then where were we? We were at, so let's do it again. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, and then finally we land on 21. So we know that 3, Tucker had me lose my train of thought. He is my barky dog, remember? So 7 groups of 3 equal 21. So let's just do that really quickly. So with your feet or your fingers, depending on what game you're playing, you quickly count. So you go 3, jump with 2 feet, but count this one first. 6, 9, 12, 2 feet, but you count this one first. So 15, 18, 21. So we know that 7 groups of 3 equal 20. Oh, look at that. I wrote 20, not 21. That's what happens when you have a barky dog around. I was thinking I was writing 21, but my brain, my hand, wrote 20. So you would actually say when you land on there, 7 groups of 3 equal 21. Great. Let's do one more together, and then it's off you go to do it on your own. This is a great way to practice. It's a lot of fun, and it really is important that you become fluent when counting by 3s and 4s. And don't forget to reinforce your 2s, 5s, and 10s if you're feeling very spunky. So if you notice here, I included a 0 because if you have 0 hops of 3, how many 3s would you have? You're right. You would have 0 3s because you didn't hop. So that's why I included the 3, and it's also a nice place to stand. So I'm actually, this time, I'm going to make my little bottle cap, instead of round, I'm going to make it an X so it doesn't look like it's a group of 4. So you gently toss. Oops. And look here. My bottle cap or my small rock or whatever I'm throwing that I have my parents' permission lands right there. So we are going to hop. So the key to remember in this game too, is like when you are hopping with your feet, you're not supposed to touch the lines. That's the rule with traditional hopscotch. Same with if you're doing with your fingers. Try not to touch the lines. That's the other rule, to stay within the boxes. All right, so we're going to do this one really quickly. So what we have to decide is how many groups of 3 we have. So let's count. 1 group. 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups, 5 groups, 6 groups, 7 groups, 8 groups, 9 groups. Because remember, we're going to be going from left to right. So we have 9 groups. We have 9 groups of 3. So I'm going to write 9 groups of 3. So you can even write this on your paper too. It's in a good habit of writing 9 groups of 3. Or you can write 9 3s. Do you remember when we did this all? 4. Or you could write 9 times 3. Well, you can try it different ways. You can write it down too. So we know that we have 9 groups of 3. So now we're going to do the hopscotch. So remember, 1 foot and then 2 feet, but we're going to count them one at a time. So 3, 2 feet, 6, 9, 1 foot, 12, 2 feet, 15, 18, 1 foot, 21, 2 feet, 24, 27. So we know that 9 groups of 3 equal 27. So this is another thing that you can do. You can write it too. The key is to have fun, to move, and to try to get away from the screen today because it's supposed to be a gorgeous day. So go outside or stay in, depending on what you're doing, but definitely get away from the screen today and practice counting your 3s and 4s. Remember, I just showed you with the 3s, but I want you to make a board for the 3s, a board for the 4s, and if you're feeling spunky, do your 2s, 5s, and 10s. Miss you all. Have a wonderful time. Enjoy skip counting. Au revoir.